Yobachi 2007 back at you with another one. We're going to listen to the Hoover Police Chief on the developments of July 24th. That's a Monday. The July 24th developments in this Carlee Russell case.
Last Wednesday, July 19th, we held a press conference and provided you with the facts of the Carlee Russell disappearance. We told you the investigation was ongoing, and we helped you determine where Carlee was during the 49 hours of her disappearance. Today I've talked to and received a statement from Mr. Emery Anthony, attorney for Carlee Russell. Mr. Anthony has scheduled a meeting for Carlee to meet with investigators early this afternoon, but then I received an email stating that a statement was being provided by him on her behalf. Mr. Anthony asked that I read the statement entirely, which I will do now. My client has given me permission to make the following statement on her behalf. There was no kidnapping on Thursday, July 13th, 2023. My client did not see a baby on the side of the road.
You mean it was all made up? No! Who could have thunk it? Who could have figured this all out a week ago? I don't know. How about this guy here? How about me? In this video I posted on the 18th, I talked about how the police were already telegraphing, though they hadn't come out and said she was lying yet, they were telegraphing that that's what the case was. And I pointed that out based on the police statement. This was a day before that press conference on the 19th where they read out all of her internet searches. That information was not available to us in the public yet. But it was clear to me that this was all a hoax, and that's what this video is about. That's why it's titled, let's see, Did Alabama woman Carlee Russell pull a hoax? Using the damsel in distress tactic, and I talk about how this other woman had used that tactic before. That's on the cover of that thumbnail. So here's what I had to say at that time based on the police statement. So let's look at that police statement. Oh, hold on.
Let's go back and listen to a
couple of things that are going to be really important here. Let's listen to this statement again.
Saying detectives were able to retrace nearly all of Carlee's steps, but have not been able to locate anyone with Carlee.
So they're telegraphing to you what they believe or their investigation has already begun to reveal. They retraced all of her steps, and they have found nothing that suggests that she was with anyone, aka they have nothing that suggests that she was kidnapped whatsoever. Then she all of a sudden returns home 2 days later of her own volition. I'll just tell you what this clearly suggests is that she went somewhere and was going to hide for a while, or thought she was going to, like calling her family member and then leaving her car running and walking off, that she was going to go and hide somewhere and set it up as if she had been kidnapped. That's what you wanted folks to believe. So that was clearly set up from the beginning. And this was all about her just trying to get over on folks. So since you get the early analysis here that's ahead of the curve, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to this channel so that you can get your alerts. Hit that alert button and get the information, be ahead of the curve of everybody else, and get that in-depth analysis, that correct analysis for your future endeavors. But let's listen to some more of the press conference.
My client did not leave the Hoover area when she was identified as a missing person. My client did not have any help in this incident, but this was a single act done by herself. My client was not with anyone or at any hotel with anyone during the time she was missing. My client apologizes for her actions to this community, the volunteers who were searching for her, to the Hoover Police Department and other agencies as well, as to her friends and family. We ask for your prayers for Carlee as she addresses her issues and attempts to move forward, understanding that she made a mistake in this matter. Carlee, again, ask for your forgiveness and prayers.
So she just pulled a whole Jussie Smollett, Lisa like Smollett, who's still claiming he's innocent, that he didn't lie, that he didn't create a whole hoax, even though his co-conspirators have come out and admitted it, even though all the evidence clearly proves that it was made up and it's a silly thing with him walking around with that noose around his neck like there are Trump supporters black Trump supporters walking around with nooses in their hand at 3 o'clock in the morning in the freezing cold of Chicago. At least she's once things have finally come down on her head, she's coming out and apologizing at least. Um, Her concern seems to be more making sure that she's forgiven and the pressure is relieved from her than it is about her caring about the wrong that she's done. Because remember, she released a post last week on social media saying with just one sentence, "I've done nothing wrong." Her desire for initially for the longest has been, let me pull this hoax and then let me get away with it with no accountability and no consequences. And this is what we as men know that we have to deal with often when dealing with women. Always no accountability and no consequences. I want to take a couple of the questions, or play a couple of the questions that were asked by the media in attendance, and then we'll look at one more point before we get out of here.
We have a meeting scheduled with Mr. Anthony to further discuss this case. We're currently in discussions with the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office in Bessemer about possible criminal charges related to this case, and we will announce those charges when and if they are filed.
All right, with that, we'll take a few questions. As Officer Hale said, when I call on you, please state your name and your affiliation. Yes, sir.
Keith Mims, WAGG 610 100.1 FM Summit Media. Chief, do we at this time, or does the Hoover Police Department know the whereabouts of Carlee Russell during that 49-hour period that she was supposedly missing?
Now, as I said the other day, was talking facts and everything. If I said anything today, would just be speculation. Actual facts, we do not.
Aaron Llewellyn, WBC 13. Can you tell us what her motivation was for doing this, if you can?
I wish I could tell you. I think only Carlee knows, and maybe her attorney now, but again, the statement that we received from him does not indicate any.
So we still don't really know why she did this, what was motivating it. Obviously, she wanted somebody's attention. She was failing in school, or having problems with school, but she had already graduated. She was given different information about claiming she had graduated from one program when she originally graduated from a sociology program, and saying she had already graduated from nursing, giving different facts on her social media at different points in time about what her educational status was. Who knows? We don't have all the information. But instead of dealing with the problem, she wanted to run away from the pressure. She wanted to have some woe is me, people pay attention to me, everything is hard for me, so I will go out here and cause all of these people to have to redirect their attention, cause the police to redirect tons of attention from people who are actually in trouble, who need their cases investigated, who may be missing, whatever have you, put it all on me. I want my family and everyone, boyfriend, whoever it is that she wanted to attract attention from. People pay attention to me, feel sorry about me, give me attention. And this is the kind of poisonous mind state that far too many women have. What lengths they will go to may vary, but we have to deal with this on smaller scales, whether it's of this magnitude or not. It is still a problem in many men's life that we have to be cognizant of. When you start to deal with a woman, understand and dissect what kind of person you're dealing with from the get-go. And when you see any instances of grandiose, attention-seeking, victim-playing, woe is meism coming from a woman, you can already know and understand that you need to get away from this type of person. Now, the boyfriend she has clearly doesn't understand that, because he is still out here trying to cape for her. I think this statement probably came out before her statement did. I believe it did come out a day or two prior about not bullying her. Let's listen.
To Mara Latrell Simmons telling the New York Post, "I want everyone to stop bullying her. I know what it seems like, what she did. Just stop bullying on social media." Adding, "Think about her mental health. Nobody deserves to be cyberbullied."
So people are bullying her, is his claim. She doesn't, he understands what she did, right? He's acknowledging that she committed this dastardly act against the community, this thing that's going to hurt other women, especially black women. Black folks have stood up and raised their voice for a long time about how when white women go missing, it's an international event, And when black women and black children, even black men, go missing, because nobody ever talks about men, period. And many men go missing and are harmed, and nobody cares. But when we raise our voice about these other persons who go missing and how devastating it is that they cannot garner any media attention so that they might be found, how they get very little attention from the police and very little effort, it feels like a lot of times, out of the police, and how much this now hurts that cause to make sure that people who are really harmed, missing, could possibly be rescued, how much of this harms that case, because now anytime we try to raise our voice about that, it's going to be like, oh, this is probably another Jesse Smollett, or this is probably another Carlee Russell, and it's easier to dismiss people's issues and their needs to have attention on their cases. But she's the victim, and holding her accountable is called bullying. And you got this man who is acquiescing to these intersectional feminist tropes and ways of presenting situations as anything where a woman is ever called on anything, is ever held accountable for her actions, is ever asked to respond to her wrongdoing, she is considered the victim, and the person who is holding her to account, here's her boyfriend, anybody holding a woman to account is the wrong person. Not her. She can do no wrong. He understands what she did. He understands what it looks like she did. That's not the problem. What she did isn't the problem. Anybody calling her on what she did, they're the ones in the wrong. This is the nonsense that continues, and this is the problem. The fact that men are going along with perpetrating and perpetuating that nonsense makes it even worse. Well, we're going to get on out of here with this one. Hit the like button. We got Carlee Russell Smollett in the house. Comment below. What do you think about it? Which one was worse? I think Smollett was worse, but they're both bad, so it doesn't really matter. But what do y'all think about it? Hit the like button, and I'll catch you on the next one. You're watching 2007. I'm out.